am Behzad Hussain, and today I am back with content creation step after topical map. So content creation is a process after topical map, and for content creation in Koray's framework we focus on content brief. The first step is content brief creation. On the basis of content brief, we create semantic content. I am waiting for group members to join the group or live, so we will continue our content brief creation process. You can comment in the chat section about your questions, and I will start with the simpler explanation, and then I will go into more depth and more details about the content brief process. I am here for content brief creation process for topical authority framework of Koray Topical. In last videos I have shared topical map creation process. We have seen how we create topical maps for topical authority and Koray's framework. Walaikum assalam Sanaullah, how are you? Everyone, welcome here. Today I am going to discuss content brief creation process, how we create content briefs in Koray's framework. Without wasting any time, I am opening my screen. I am going to share my screen so that we can start the process. So here we go. If I minimize my photo here, my video here, so this is the process. First I will go process description, step by step process, and then I will go into the sheets and will start complete process. First of all, our first step is SERP analysis. Before starting content brief, we need to have some understanding what is going on over the SERP results. What is the main goal of search engines to satisfy this query template? Whenever we search one topic in search engine, there is some distinct intent in a particular context. So search engines try to understand, try to figure out what is the overall context of this query and what searchers want to satisfy, what is the need behind this query that a searcher wants to satisfy after searching on the SERP. So we try to understand how search search engine is reflecting the need of that query to satisfy the overall search intent of the searcher. So in this uh, content brief process, first step is SERP analysis. What we do, we search one topic, then we copy whole data in our SERP Analyzer GPT, and then from SERP Analyzer GPT we want to understand what are the entities, sub-entities, subtopics and subtopic clusters, attributes, overall contexts and perspectives for that query or for that topic. All these things are very much important. If you have watched the topical map creation process videos, you can recall that we have done this step in topical map creation process, because whenever we want to create any content, first we need to have some understanding how search engines are expecting the need fulfillment for that query. What is the perception of search engines regarding this query? What are the related topics? What are the intents? What are the contexts that a user wants to be satisfied from search engine? So before creating any content, we do SERP analysis, and for content brief process, SERP analysis is much deeper than the topical map creation process, because for topical map creation process our goal is different from SERP analysis. For content brief process our goal is different from SERP analysis. For topical map creation we try to understand what are the related topics semantically and contextually related to our searched topic. But for content brief creation process our mindset is different. We need to find entities, sub-entities that are related to my topic and that will be covered in the same page. What are the subtopics and subtopic clusters that need to be covered in my page or under this topic? Then what are the attributes of the entity that I am going to cover on my page? And then context. We will go deeper in the practical step. After doing SERP analysis, next step is query network analysis. From any SEO tool, we need to find the query cluster, query network of our target topic. When we call query network, it means the list of keywords around a specific topic or specific context or a specific user intent. If we start our practical process, so what is the topic of our content brief creation? I had a number of messages on my WhatsApp where many people are suggesting me create content brief for this topic. One man asked to create content brief in e-commerce niche t-shirts regarding topic. One man said health related physiotherapy. One friend asked to have a chiropractic example. One said auto spare parts informational example. One said commercial page example. So my answer to everyone is that I am going to take start from the easiest one so that you understand the process in a simplest way. If I want to go into the complex topics, there are multiple complex topics that need much more research. So I will go with the easiest possible topic so that first you understand what is the overall process, from where to start, where to go, and then what is the ultimate destination. I have not done any homework before because I want to do all these things live with you guys so that you understand how we approach it, what is the next step, what is the second, what is the third, and what is the last step, and you are the full witness of the whole process. So when you start creating a content brief for your projects, then you know how to start, how to proceed, and how to complete and end the overall content brief. So topic, you can suggest a topic in the comment section in the YouTube chat. I am looking at the chat. You can suggest what topic do you recommend me to create a content brief. Write in the chat box and I am looking at the comment section. We have one topic, best mobile app developers in UK. This is a commercial query template. If I show you best mobile app developers in the UK, this is a commercial query template, and in the commercial pages or the commercial topics we have so much limitations for content. It is an advanced level of content brief creation because on our landing pages we have a lot of limitations. We can't expand the content to a certain limit because on our landing pages or commercial pages we have many visual semantics aspects. We can't go beyond a certain limit of content on the page. On landing pages we need to highlight the commercial signals more than informational signals. So it is better to start with the informational query template. First let us work on informational content brief process. First you understand the process, then afterwards we will try different query templates. For example, question query template, answer seeking query template, entity introduction or entity defining query template, entity attributes query templates, how to query templates, that is for process or steps. So step by step we can go into complex topics. Here we can go with informational topics, that is where to start. How to sort Gmail by sender. What is AI? Water damage services. Water damage services in any USA city. It is again a commercial query. So we can go with what is AI. If we put on the keywords everywhere for United States, I think global is good because AI is a so we are going with what is AI. This is an informational topic and it will help us go in deeper details to understand how to cover everything. So let us start the work. What is AI? We have selected this topic. What is AI content brief? We will create another sheet for raw data. We will collect raw data. First of all, our first step is SERP analysis. I will put off keywords everywhere because we don't want search engine perspective dilution. When I have keywords everywhere on, this extension adds a lot of keywords related data with search volume and search traffic and many other information. So I don't want the perspective of keywords everywhere. I just want what is ranking on the SERP, nothing else, no extra information. This is the SERP Analyzer custom GPT. Here we need to provide query. Query is what is AI, and then SERP data. I will paste SERP data here. It will analyze according to given instructions. Query, what is AI? It work with the older version 4.0, so it has not worked according to the instructions. So I am giving it the prompt again with the higher version of 5.1 thinking. Also, we need to have some manual work. Let's do it meanwhile. So these are the auto suggestions. I mentioned some days ago I explained a Google patent on my social media forums. The patent was query template suggestions. It was about auto suggestions and query templates. You can read that post on LinkedIn and Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. So these are the auto suggestions. We need to copy them and we want their search volume. What is the search volume? It will help us to understand these queries are needed and demanded by target audience. So here we have auto suggestions. I will copy these and paste into the raw data. First of all, we have auto suggestions. I will try my best to complete this video within 2 or 2.5 hours so that the understanding and the discussion is not much lengthier and you can get the maximum from this video. In the next videos we will go into the complex processes, and if you don't watch this video complete, it may be difficult for you to understand the content writing process, because in this process of content brief we create everything for content writers. We don't want to shift this research work to our writers because it is not the writer's work to do all these things and all these researches. They are expert in writing, so we want to utilize their writing skills rather than SEO skills. And we believe that these SEO things, SEO related researches, are the best responsibilities of the SEOs, so they should work on it. Now after what is AI auto suggestions, we need query templates. So we will add prepositions here and we'll see what are the related terms. So we have in computers, simple words, education in easy words, detail, business in 300 words, computer science, Urdu definition, no related query template here with example, with diagram, with pictures, no boundaries, reference, real-time example, machine learning, author example in real life, the aid, no query template here for business, for kids, for dummies. Let's copy these into the sheet. We have query templates. We will copy all the query templates here so that we have a combined data. What is AI? We have done in, for, at, no, in education, in healthcare. It means in related query templates have not been covered in the previous template. You can see education related, so we can copy this one, and at, we also need to save the query templates with preposition at. Search volume. Okay, so we will complete this process of query template from auto suggestions. We have done it, so we can color it. Auto suggestions step has been completed. Let us see what our SERP analyzer has done. Yes, it has completed the task. What we normally do, we copy this response and we paste it in the raw data, and then we check it in detail. We want to fix the search volume to this one. We have some larger data range here because information is wider. A lot of information is there about AI, so we have very detailed SERP analysis. If I explain the process, so what is the ultimate result from this SERP analysis? Entity and relationship analysis, artificial intelligence, main concept, simulation of human intelligence in machines, field of computer and data science, human intelligence or intelligent beings, reference baseline, AI simulates tasks associated with human intelligence, machine learning. So we are here, we are discussing now the SERP analysis, machine learning, AI model, generative AI, digital computer. So these are the related entity types or entity clusters that need to be covered in our page that is going to respond to the query, what is AI? So these entities are semantically or contextually related to AI. Either it is a field related entity like machine learning, or it is the utilization of AI like AI models, generative AI, digital computer controlled robot, search in sorry search engines, virtual assistants, recommendation systems, image and speech recognition system, healthcare AI, autonomous vehicles, AI regulation, AI effect, organizations using or regulating or teaching or implementing AI. IBM, Google Cloud, Michigan Tech, Britannica, Coursera courses, W3 schools, NASA, Wikipedia. So these are the entity clusters. We need to see which one are the most relevant for us and how we can cover them in our content. Here we have only search analysis, SERP analysis. We don't have the search volumes for these topics or subtopics. We have only information that these things are connected with our topic. So SERP is helping us to understand what are the related topics, what are the connected contexts or concepts that we need to understand from the search engine's knowledge base and knowledge graph. Then entity relationship table. So these are the entity named entities or entity types, then their type, then description, and the key relationships with the searched topic. For example, if this is a new topic, I don't know what is the relation of my search topic with this human intelligence. So here GPT is explaining the relationship why search engine is connecting my searched topic with this human intelligence entity. If search engine has built a connection with this entity over the search results, what is the reason? What is the relationship? So it is explaining everything in detail for your kind understanding. So all these things that we have seen above in this form have been explained by the GPT very well. Now second thing is contextual SERP analysis, dominant context, strongly definitional and educational. And when we have what is interrogative words in our query, it means we are asking for definition. It is also a definitional query or definition seeking query template. What is AI? What is X? What is Y? What is this? What is that? We call it entity definition query or definition seeking query template. Definition heavy pages, Google Cloud. So these documents are ranking for this educational perspective or educational context. Dominant contexts include academic plus enterprise mix. Academic, the educational websites, and enterprise are the commercial institutions selling or utilizing or offering the option for implementing AI. Latent themes, AI as simulation of human intelligence, core framing, AI as a part of computer or data science, AI as a set of technologies, subtopics, SEO patterns in top pages. What is X style, H1s and titles, secondary sections, how it works, types of AI, examples and applications, history, benefits and risks. So these things are helping us to understand what are the prominent attributes of this entity according to search engine's knowledge base. Search engine is ranking the pages that include information about AI and how it works. It means functionality of AI is the prominent attribute. Types of AI, type is a prominent attribute. Examples or applications, a prominent attribute. History of AI, benefits and risks of AI. So these are the prominent attributes of this topic AI, whatever topic you are searching. This way, connections built on SERP will indicate you that this is the prominent attribute, or this is the secondary or the supportive attribute that you can cover in this topic, or you can create another page to give a link from this page. I will show you internal linking options or internal linking opportunities from SERP results. Heavy use of examples. So search engine is ranking the pages those have extensive usage of examples. Search engines assistance, healthcare, self-driving cars, likely usage of structured data, organization, article, FAQ, video, schema to secure enhanced SERP features, mixed content formats, long form text, videos and short clips. So search engine is ranking results from all over the internet, from video platforms and short clips, any other video platforms, and then regular search results. User intent classification. This third section in this SERP analysis show you which intent is dominant over the SERP, whether it is an informational, it is investigational, or commercial intent is dominating on the SERP. In this what is AI topic, primary intent is informational with light overlaps into commercial investigation for education and services. So query or SERP element is what is AI informational. So where is the commercial investigation? Coursera, IBM, Google Cloud articles, these are the commercial institutes offering education or AI tools for your utilization. So there is a commercial intent aspect on the SERP results. Then topic and subtopic clustering. This section shows you which subtopics need to be covered in your page. You just need to check their relevance. You know, when we create content brief, we have 3 types of attributes. Sir Koray says we need to check 3 types of attributes to cover in our content brief or in a page. That is prominent attribute, second relevant attributes, and popular attributes. Everything must be relevant, or sometimes it may not be fully relevant, but it may be such a prominent attribute that can't be separated from the entity. Like Germany information article, population may not be relevant, but population is a prominent attribute, because if you remove population from a country, no existence of that country without population. So for a country, population is a prominent attribute and must be covered higher on the page. So these are the topic and subtopic clusters that search engine is recommending from the SERP results. How AI works? So how? Functionality, then types, prominent attributes, then applications or usage, then examples, then AI subfields and related concepts, education and careers, ethics, impact and regulations, then FAQ or pain point table. Whatever queries, whatever question format queries are ranking on the SERP, what is their underlying pain point or motivation for that query? So GPT is showing you the search intent behind those queries or the pain points of target audience, what they are feeling regarding this query in a particular context. Then keyword and n-gram analysis. So this GPT is providing you 2 grams, 3 grams, 3 word, n-gram. Those are important for relevant and contextual n-grams. These are 100% relevant n-grams, relevant phrases or word co-occurrences that are building meaningful phrase for AI related topic. 4 grams, and then 5 grams competitor content structure insights. If you want to know why n-gram analysis is so much important, there is a Google patent predicting site quality by Navneet Panda. Navneet Panda is search engines engineer, Google patent inventor, who was at the back of Panda update. You can read that patent, and I have some social media posts regarding this Google patent. You can understand it more from this patent, why n-grams of our competitors important for us. Then competitor content structure insights. So this section, this 7th heading, will help us understand which content style is prevailing over the internet, how our competitors are satisfying the search intent of this query in their pages, what is their content structure and style. So common structure is what is artificial intelligence, definitional type, intro paragraph, how does it work, types of AI, examples, benefits, history, AI versus machine learning, formats and pattern listicles, bullet heavy sections, explanations first, CTA later. So these are the things that search engine is reflecting. We are understanding these things from search engine's perspective. So we have a question in the comment section regarding the SERP analysis. The question is, we have to mimic the already declared SERP results, or do we go as per knowledge domain expertise? How to decide where to stop? Actually, we need to mix these both things in our document. If we leave this SERP analysis, if we give content based on knowledge domain expertise, we will be too unique for search engines. It may be riskier for us. We need to go with consensus. And as per leaked documents of algorithm, consensus is a ranking factor. Mark William Cook has also some revelations regarding this, and Koray has clearly mentioned, explicitly declared some principles to follow consensus in the Topical Authority course. So while remaining in the consensus, we need to add our knowledge domain expertise. We need to provide authoritative, comprehensive content that is better than our competitors' content. We can't go too unique, and we can't go too similar with our competitor. We can't duplicate their strategy. We can't duplicate our competitors' content structure or information, and we can't go too much unique on the SERP. We need to have some consensus with the existing ranking websites or authority websites. So these are the main things. Ontologies, just last item I'm going to explain in this SERP analysis. Ontology, entities, attributes, connections, top level classes, these are the entity classes. Then ontology, taxonomy plus properties, these are the things that you can understand. This information has been strictly arranged based on the SERP result. Whatever information is available from the SERP for our searched query, what is AI, this is the information for that. Gaps and optimization opportunities, you can consider this one. So it was a last section of SERP analysis. We have arranged this data in our sheet here, and now after auto suggestions, we need query network from SEO tool. Here we will bring query network from SEO tool, keywords in this column, and then search volume. Search volume shows us what is the demand of that keyword or query. We need to check our search volume because it indicates us our audience is looking for this topic. So we prioritize the popularity of attributes. After this, step 2 is query network analysis. Get broad match keywords for the main topic using any SEO tool. In first step of SERP analysis, you can add people also ask and people also search for in a column to get more queries from the SERP, and people also ask and people also search for. These are the sections that I shared Google patent. You can read that patent too. Query network, get those keywords clusters using keyword segregator GPT. I have a custom GPT to segregate keywords based on their shared contexts and user intents. I will show you a brief demonstration for that. So here highlight all the important clusters or keywords that are popular based on search volume, prominent, frequency of occurrence, relevant. Then step 3 is competitor analysis. So here we need to see which competitors are ranking, what is the quality thresholds on search engine result page, and how we can beat those quality thresholds or we can exceed those quality thresholds for search engines understanding and to show our better content as compared to competitors. So what is artificial intelligence? This article is from IBM, an authority site. Artificial intelligence is a technology that enables computers. So in meta description, search engine is ranking, definition is technology. Then what is AI in simple words? Who invented? Is AI good or bad? Then Google Cloud. What is AI? What is AI? Artificial intelligence, Britannica information, and then YouTube shorts or videos and one Facebook video ranking here. Wikipedia, artificial intelligence. Coursera, what is artificial intelligence? One article from Coursera. What is AIW3 school? What is artificial intelligence? What is artificial intelligence? I am sharing this link to add keywords with search volume, and then we are back for SERP analysis. What is artificial intelligence? So these are our competitors. Artificial intelligence represents computer science. One thing is very much clear: when we are writing for AI related topics, we have seen that these high authority sites are ranking on the SERP. If we write about this topic, what is AI, we can't rank for this topic in near future in 6 to 8 months. we can't rank for this topic because established authority sites have built very strong authority because of page rank of page SEO and their topical coverage of this topic. So these signals are the very stronger here, but still it is mandatory for us to write on this page because we may not rank for this topic, but we want to rank for the subtopics of AI and to build knowledge graph on our website, or you can say to build an internal knowledge graph of information of facts, entities and their attributes. We need to connect the dots. This is why we never look at the keyword difficulty. If we see at the difficulty or competition score of what is AI query, it may be 50 or 60 or maybe 70 or 80, but we have no concern for that. If we have finalized, if we have felt the need of publishing this page based on our topical map, we will write the content because we want to build informational knowledge graph on our website. We want to create entities and facts provision on our website. That's why we need to prepare content for that. We want to go with more comprehensive content. We want to go with more detailed and responsive content on our page, so that we can beat not now but after 6 months when we have multiple topics around this AI cluster. Search engine looks at us, search engine start trusting us, and we have some authority based on our topical coverage and page rank or off page SEO signals. Then our topics related to comprehensive or cluster pages will start getting traction from search engines. So we are going to see IBM article, what is artificial intelligence, AI generated featured image. So they have definition. If you know Koray's algorithmic authorship rules, this is one of the main thing. Don't delay the answer. So what is AI? They have question and then direct answer in a definition form. And then artificial intelligence is technology that enables computers and machines. So definition first, then content, and then machine learning. That is a hypernym. Machine learning. So machine learning is a hyponym, a smaller topic within artificial intelligence. So AI or artificial intelligence is a bigger item or the broader topic as a hypernym in lexical relations, and machine learning is a subtopic of AI. So they are discussing the types of AI or the subtopics of AI here. First, machine learning. So they have very contextual visual here. Artificial intelligence, human intelligence exhibited by machines, then 1980s machine learning, then 2010s deep learning, and 2020s generative AI, Gen AI, where AI is understanding natural language and producing the responsive answers to the search queries. That is generative AI. So this man is explaining AI versus machine learning, and you can observe that they are providing mixed content style, textual data, then a CTA, and then very contextual visual. and it is one element of visual semantics. And then video for this difference, AI versus machine learning, and now text, image, and now video, deep learning, and again a contextual visual to understand input layer, multiple hidden layer, output layer. So these are the quality elements on this page, how they are providing mixed style of content to build more authority and trust signals for their page. Generative AI, variational autoencoders, transformers, how generative AI works, training, tuning. So this is the second most important component or the attribute of AI. How it works, the functions, functionality, or the working mechanism, how artificial intelligence works. Training, tuning, or sometimes Koray calls it refining or fine tuning. Yes, fine tuning here. Generation, evaluation, and more tuning. So experiment based items, AI agents, and agentic AI. Their difference, they have explained it in two separate paragraphs. Then benefits, again a prominent attribute, automation of repetitive tasks, then fewer human errors, round the clock availability and consistency, reduce physical AI use cases. So here another prominent attribute where AI can be used or is being used. All these things, benefits, AI challenges and risks, AI ethics and governance, weak AI versus strong AI, history of AI. While doing this competitive analysis of this IBM article regarding what is AI, we need to understand the quality thresholds, what quality items they are providing, what unique things, or how they are making their content more quality or trustworthy or authentic or unique. So these are the quality signals or trust signals for a page. If I am doing competitor analysis for this competitor, I will immediately recognize they are not mentioning any research studies. So there is a gap for this topic. We can write an article, what is AI, and then we can include latest research studies references for different sections. For example, what is AI? We can mention this research paper defines AI in this way, or we can say machine learning recent research study proved this item, or mentioned this process of AI, or this deep learning mechanism. Or generative AI, we can mention one or two research studies regarding generative AI, what is this and how it works, and how AI has been evolved to this generative AI. So these are the overall signals or the thought processes to do the competitors analysis, to understand what quality signals or what quality thresholds our existing competitors have set, and how we can exceed those quality thresholds to outrank those competitors. I am mentioning this concept of quality thresholds. There is one case study, quality thresholds by Sir Koray. You can understand, and I have written simplified version of this case study on my Medium account. You can utilize it, simpler version, or you can read this to understand. And this case study is regarding one result of Koray, one case study of Koray, where he outranked WebMD, Healthline, Mayo Clinic, and Cleveland Clinic, and many other authority sites through 27 articles. 27 articles. These 27 articles have been written very comprehensively in a way that they can understand how existing competitors or how authority sites have set the quality thresholds, and how we can outrank those quality thresholds, or we can beat those quality thresholds to signal search engines that we are more trustworthy source than the ranking competitors. You can read this case study, and it has a bucket of golden nuggets for you to understand how to beat authority sites. So this way we do competitor analysis, and for our record purpose and utilization of information, we create competitor analysis data here. Competitor analysis. For competitor analysis, we do multiple steps. I am going to share these things. Hi 𝐁𝐞𝐚𝐽𝐿𝐻, nice to have you here. Thanks for joining us. I was looking at the YouTube comments, and one person is asking regarding the topical coverage, to know whether we can cover all the related topics. It is related to topical map, and I will answer this question separately after this video. I don't want to spend time for topical map topics, so here we are trying to stick to content brief process. For competitor analysis, what we do first, we create a list of competitors, URL of competitor 1, then competitor 2, and this way we go with maximum 4 competitors. There's a lot of data, so we don't want to spoil the content or a lot of information. And one thing is more, we need to be confident to make decision regarding our competition. Who is my competitor and who is not my competitor? This is the main thing, and Koray has written some posts regarding this. Right competitors choosing decision, and this concept is related to composite search score. You can write in the SERP composite search score. I am doing this just for your understanding, so you don't miss this concept. Composite search score. You can find Koray's post here by searching these two items. What is composite search score? It is related to choosing your competitors on the SERP, or what is the right cluster of websites where you want to classify your website. Wow, AI overview is explaining this concept very logically and very easy to understand way. You can understand this. We are here in competitor analysis, and here we are doing our competition analysis. So competitor 1, So what information we will collect from competitor 1? First of all, their headings list. I will utilize detailed SEO extension. It will allow me to copy all the headings in one click. I will paste it here. So we have all the headings. This one is irrelevant. We can remove this one. This one is also irrelevant. Authors. So here we have all the headings of this competitor, and then we will extract the ranking queries of this competitor. Keywords, then search volume, segregation. So in this way we will create data for our 3 more competitors, so we will have huge data. I am going to utilize keywords everywhere extension to extract the keywords of this page. Keywords everywhere for this page, so that I can demonstrate you how to cluster the keywords based on their shared context and user intents. I will give it URL, and then these are the ranking keywords of this page. I am going to paste them in the sheet. So these are the ranking queries. We only need search volume. We don't need information about traffic. It has been arranged with highest to lowest, so we don't need this much data. Keyword search volume is given only for this one, so I am removing the irrelevant data from here, shifting this relevant information in the related column. Search volume. Now I'm going to show you how I cluster keywords based on their shared contexts and user intents. So I am going to pick first 200 queries. So these are the first 200 queries. I will give this to my keywords segregator custom GPT, and it will help me understand what are the common contexts and user intents in this query network. And one information I need to give to it: don't miss any query or context from your response. So now it will cluster these queries, and then I will utilize this information. So let me explain this data, what this GPT is doing from this data. What is artificial intelligence? This is a grouper question to represent all those queries under this heading. Dominant user intent, understanding the concept and meaning of AI. So this is the definitional query responsive terms, or definition responsive. These are not responsive terms, these are the relevance terms, because audience is asking or want to know, or audience is searching with these words or word co-occurrences just to understand what is AI or what is artificial intelligence. Context is basic definitions, introductory knowledge, and AI concept clarifications. Then perspective, informational or educational perspective is dominant in these queries. So we are here after these definitional queries. Next dominant context is what is the history and origin of artificial intelligence. Dominant user intent is learning about the development and origin of AI, context, timeline, creation, and historical contributors. Perspective is historical or educational. So all these queries are explaining, or you can say all these queries have a common search intent, that is history and origin of AI. So I don't need to understand search intent or the context of each query mentioned under this heading. This is a grouper question for all these headings. 80 to 90% this question is enough to understand the perspectives or intents mentioned in all these queries. But still, to be at the safer end and to cover remaining 10 to 20% risk, I just read this one without more emphasis on understanding their context. If something is new, I can highlight it if this GPT makes any mistake in this process. How does artificial intelligence work? So work related or the mechanism related attribute is here. Dominant user intent, technical understanding of AI functioning. Then context is inner mechanics, algorithms, and structure. Perspective is technical or informational. So these are the queries from our target audience who wants to know how does artificial intelligence work. When we work in YMYL niches or technology niches, then there are a large number of user queries. So at that step, this custom GPT helps us a lot to understand what are the user intents and perspectives in a given query network. So this makes the life easier to understand context. Otherwise, it is a very difficult task to read each query and to try to understand what is the search intent behind each query. Where this, in which section this query will be clubbed, it is a technical stuff that we need to do. What are the applications and uses of artificial intelligence? Dominant user intent is discovering real world usage and practical examples. Context is use cases and utility. Perspective is practical or informational. What are the concepts, fields, and topics related to AI? So this question has been covered in all these search queries. If you have watched Sir Koray's course, so this is the natural language of our target audience, and now it is on us how we are going to respond to these queries in our content. So we are here to understand how our audience is searching their search intents related to this particular topic. So our audience is using these words, these word co-occurrences or these phrases to know about AI. What are the types and classifications of artificial intelligence? Types of AI, weak AI, what qualifies as artificial intelligence? Then how is AI connected to human intelligence and computers? This is the analytical perspective. Where can I learn or explore more about artificial intelligence? So audience is keenly interested to understand or learn about AI. If you learn AI, you will win. I was remembering our Captain Rizwan. Dominant user intent, seeking learning resources or exploration platforms. Context is study resources, websites, and information sources. Perspectives are learning oriented, so audience wants to learn these concepts about AI. So we have a very good question in comment section by 𝐁𝐞𝐿𝐬𝐬𝐚𝐢𝐧. What is a unique name? The question is, do we stick to top 4 competitors on each new topic, or we can exclude the competitors which we don't want to cluster with? Yes, the second option is the main thing. We don't choose blindly the first 4 competitors. No, this is not the way. We don't choose fixed number of competitors in a sequence. No, we pick and choose. We see which one is relevant. We see with which websites we want to be clustered. So we pick and choose those competitors which are relevant, and we want to be classified with those competitors. 𝐁𝐞𝐚𝐝 has very good comment. The AI overviews are now provided by Gemini 3 with far better reasoning than 2.5. Yes, it may provide some good results, but generally semantics require our brains. Such great times are ahead. Yes, actually now search engine is asking SEOs to use their brains. That's a difficult task actually. What are the algorithms behind artificial intelligence? So I am explaining you how this GPT clusters user queries to help you understand what are the overall user intents and contexts of our target audience from this given query network. When I was explaining in WhatsApp group also, and many times many friends ask how to determine the query path. What are the informational queries of my target audience? What are the navigational queries? What are the commercial investigation queries? And what are the commercial queries? And my answer is always the same. It is the query network that explains us what is the informational queries in the informational intent of our audience, what are the commercial investigation or and navigational queries and commercial queries or transactional queries. So by segregating these queries based on their intents, there means audience intents and contexts, we understand, okay, these are the queries where audience is asking for informational intent. These are the queries. With these queries, my audience is asking about the navigational search intent. These are the queries with which my audience is searching on the SERP to find the transactional intent, to fulfill their transactional intent. So by analyzing query path, you get hints of audience queries. By analyzing query network of a particular topic, you can understand what is the query path. For this topic, what was the informational, what was the navigational, and this topic is informational. What is AI? So here majority intent is informational. So this is the reason query networks are always important for us. We want to understand what our audience is looking for. What are some examples so you can understand all these? What we do, we copy all these segregated keywords and paste these into this segregation column, and I explained you everything regarding this output, how to understand and how to read these segregated queries. In the start and at the end, we remove this marketing stuff. We don't need it here. It is for you actually. So this is a competitor analysis step. And one thing more, we can add here information regarding quality signals that I was showing you. This is the image, very contextually significant image that is reflecting our overall context or a context of specific section. And then if we have a video, if our competitor has a video, you can note down these things. And if you have any other quality signal element, for example, our competitors are giving specific table, interactive table or interactive tool in this page, it means there is an extra quality element in their page. Now we need to understand, and now we need to think how we want to repeat that special quality signal on our page. So this is the competitors analysis, and the process for query network is 100% same that I have done here for competitor 1. Now we have enough data for us. Normally when I am doing first content brief of new niche, I also utilize frame semantics GPT that you have seen in topical map creation. I also utilize lexical path analyzer custom GPT to understand how topics are connected, what are the parent topics, what are the synonyms, what are the antonyms, what are the meronyms, hypernyms and hyponyms of this topic, and how I can connect these entities, like these items, core entities in the SERP analysis. Some of them are lexically related, some of them semantically related, and some of these entities are contextually related with AI. That is our main topic here. So this way I need more understanding. If you don't have enough understanding about your topic for which you are going to create content brief, you can't create a good content brief if your brain reflexes are not working. If your brain reflexes are not working, if you need to see meaning of each word ranking on the SERP, you are failed in the start of work. It is not a good time for you to start creating a content brief. You must have some level of expertise in that niche. no one is expert in the start, so you need some hard work, you need some homework to become a little subject matter expert about that topic. And all these custom GPTs that I have explained you, that I have mentioned here, are the best to understand the basic level of knowledge for each topic. In the previous videos I have shared access to those custom GPTs. You can utilize those custom GPTs. If you have any questions, you can write in the comment box. I will read eventually and will answer it. So we have collected our raw data, competitor analysis we have done. Now we have competitors data analysis through GPT. We have done it. Question generation from keywords. So this is the main part. Now we are moving towards the second last step of our top of content brief creation. Here we need to highlight, we need to pinpoint what item we need to have in our page, what will be the question in our page, and what will be the answer of our page, what n-grams we need to put in our page, and what are the word sequences, contextual items or listicle items that we need to provide in our content. For this purpose, so this is a raw data. Let's assume this is a complete raw data from where we want to get information and create content brief. Here the first step after creating this raw data is to highlight what are the unique contexts or intents that we need to cover in our page. So I will highlight these things: artificial intelligence, main concept, this is the explanation. So all these entities, not all these, the most relevant ones, these ones are the most important. So I'm going to give them a color, and then I will pinpoint all of them in a separate column, and then I will see, okay, these are the unique contexts, these are the responsive terms, or these are the relevance or relevant questions for our target audience, and these we need to cover in our page. So now we are moving towards keyword to question step, and before converting or before creating headings, we need data for this step. So from this raw data we are going to collect the particular data on the basis of which we need to provide headings for our page. So these are the headings. These must be covered on our page in relevant sections. Next one is academic enterprise mix. We have highlighted these above. Next section, query or SERP element. What is AI? What is AI in simple words? What are the 4 types of AI? We can highlight this one as we can utilize who invented AI. Historical, we will cover history, and then this question will be answered automatically. Is AI good or bad? We can create pros and cons section to cover this intent, so we can highlight this one. Whatever we are highlighting from here, it doesn't mean we need to 100% utilize this as it is. No, we can change the word sequence. We can create more comprehensive question that covers this particular question. We have one very relevant question from 𝐁𝐞𝐚𝐽, The question is, the article outline made through this analysis will always be greater than competitors. Yes, you are true, because we are doing a lot of research. We are utilizing our personal expertise. We are understanding target audience intents, and we are trying to understand what are the overall contexts that our audience is interested in. So it will be more comprehensive than the other ones. Or we can act as per knowledge domain expertise and decide number of H2, H3, H4. As I already mentioned, we can't go at any single extreme. We can't ignore our knowledge domain expertise, and also we can't ignore the competitors' information. We can't ignore this whole practice. We need to have a middle path in between both of these options. We also need to utilize our knowledge domain expertise, and we also need to utilize information from this data, and then our brain reflexes must impact on our decisions, what is too much and what is enough. So we are understanding what are the unique contexts and perspectives that we need to cover in our page, and we are highlighting the related items. People also search for examples. Yes, examples. We will be covering importance or advantages. Yes, we will be covering core definitions of AI. Yes, definition, how it works, cluster. So all these things are relevant and will be covered in our content brief or in our page. Sometimes it is easier to find out the headings, but it becomes tougher to find the answer terms and the context for answering those questions that we have created. So we need to have both perspectives in mind. What terms or queries will become question in our content brief, and what information we can find from this data to answer those terms. What may be the relevant answer terms for those queries or questions or headings in our content. And these n-grams, these we will define afterwards for each section while creating content brief. 2 grams, 3 grams. In 5 grams, AI is a simulation of human intelligence. We will have learned how no common structures. What is artificial intelligence? Our title of the page will not be the same like this, because while making topical map we must have covered artificial intelligence, main entity, and then its attributes, definition, working, or the types is most important here. Definition, types, working, mechanism, pros and cons. And if you remember, one attribute is missing here, that is usage or implementation or practical implementation or usage or utilization, whatever may be the best word to represent this, we can utilize here. If we see what is the length of this title, it is 81 characters, so we can reduce working usage. So we have 59 characters. This whole title will be shown on the SERP results because we have stripped it to the 59 characters. So this will be the title, and here we are highlighting what unique contexts or perspectives we can add in our content. So we have discussed all these things, we have highlighted, and then from auto suggestions, what is AI in computer. This will be covered in simpler terms, will be covered in definition, but what is AI in computer, we can give one short paragraph in our content, or we can make it a preceding question, or if we have FAQ section, mostly in info content we normally don't create FAQ section because we create contextual flow straight from top to bottom. We want to connect each heading one by one. It is a definitional perspective. It will be covered in the definition. Let's assume we have 3-4 perspectives. What is AI in computer? What is AI in mathematics? What is AI in health sciences? What is AI in, if we have an entity that have a shared context among different fields, so we will give all those perspectives in this definitional part. It will increase responsiveness of our content. This is the responsiveness where we try to cover all perspectives, all aspects of an item or context in our content. This is the classic example of increasing responsiveness in your content. So this thing we can add in our definitional part. Keyword, what is AI for kids? It is not a definitional part, AI for kids. It means we need to show the practical implementations of AI for kids. What is AI for? It is nothing. AI for dummies? No. What is AI for good? For Google, for business. Here what is means? Implementations, usage. So if we have anything new, we will highlight it. In computer we have utilized it. In education, easy words. In business, computer science. Computer and computer science will be the same, no issue. What is AI in education, in healthcare? So here the main intent is implementation of AI in education. When we will create the utilization or implementation of AI, we need to mention all these fields where AI can be utilized or is being used. So this is a search intent here. What is AI in education? Don't believe, let me show you. What is AI in healthcare? So what is the presence of words? What is doesn't means we want definition for healthcare? No. So techniques to assist and improve patient care. So for healthcare processes or healthcare functions, how to use AI in healthcare, keep healthcare AI compliant, artificial intelligence in healthcare medical field. So it is the search intent is related to implementation perspective rather than definitional perspective due to these interrogative words. So it is not a canonical query because it is not reflecting the context at its best. So here we are highlighting the items that we can take into the content brief. we have highlighted, we need to highlight them. Next one, what is artificial intelligence? So these are the headings, and we already know which one we can utilize. What is, it is understood what is definitional heading will be there, machine learning. So these are the types. I think there must be one H2 for types and or stages, and then there must be these headings: training, tuning. So how generative AI works, we have already highlighted work, and these are that we can say types. So we can have already highlighted generation, evaluation, and more tuning, AI agents and agentic AI. We have not highlighted this concept, these word phrases, word co-occurrences. Why these are important? Because these are the implementation of AI. Utilize AI in the form of agents that will perform your work, your tasks, or agentic AI. We have clustered data, so we are highlighting from the headings what is new for us: benefits of AI, then automation of repetitive tasks, automation of repetitive tasks. So these are the benefits. Enhanced decision making, we can highlight them. We can utilize these words in our content brief for n-grams or headings. We will see to it afterwards. In the next step, customer experience, service and support use cases. So use cases in customer experience, service and support, fraud detection. So all these they have covered. We will go with more headings. We will try to figure out if there are more perspectives or benefits to go there. Then we have data risks, model risks, operations. So these are the cons, AI challenges and risks. So they are not mentioning side effects, no side effects. So side effect is not a contextual word here. That's why they have written challenges and risks is the negative sentiment word that shows side effects impliedly. Data risks, model risks, operational risks, ethics and legal risks, AI ethics and governance. So this is another perspective for governance. Then AI challenges and risks, these are here. Then weak AI versus strong AI. The context is what makes AI weaker and what makes AI stronger. History of AI. So again, new context that we ultimately need to provide resources related. So all these are irrelevant items. Now from their ranking queries, we are going to highlight which contexts are important for us. And I always say to my team, while creating content brief, you must enable your short-term memory so that you remember what context you have covered already and which one is the unique one for you. Here we can see definition has 5,50,000 such demand: AI, artificial intelligence, AI and human, AI, artificial intelligence, technology and AI. So here we will go with our clusters. Definitional clusters, we will ultimately cover it, and if any special n-gram is available in the form of these such queries, we will highlight it from here and will utilize them in the content as an n-gram or any related perspective. We have some questions in the comments chat box, so I am going to read them. Kamran 566 says, does our article outline and content need an information gain to rank now? AI already knows most information. Do we need to give it new knowledge? Yes, that's the main question. Why we are creating so much content when AI already knows all these information? This is the main thing. How we cover those information in our content, that's the main thing. How we create new knowledge base on our website, that's the main thing. How we utilize knowledge domain expertise to answer the user perspectives, user intents, and the new queries of our target audience. This is the main thing. How we relate our experience, our offer to the audience needs. This is the main thing that we want to achieve through this content network and this highly optimized content. Then Sanaullah is recommending, sir, take a break. Thank you, Sanaullah. I will take one sip of water. And then we have 𝐁𝐚𝐽𝐻 is asking, can you share about quality threshold, which signals you check any checklist to check quality threshold set by competitors on SERP, and how many competitors you look at for to check those signals? Quality thresholds are the quality elements that our competitors have set in their ranking content. So we need to see what quality signals our competitors' content is providing and how we can exceed those quality signals. Or you can say how we can beat those quality thresholds. I have explained it. You can watch the video again, so it will be very helpful for you. And if anyone is confused about quality thresholds, you can watch the video again, and I have explained it in the simplest terms. And also you can watch the video of Sir Koray on YouTube about related to quality thresholds, and one article I showed you in this video. You can read that video. So if something seems too difficult for you, you can rewatch this video. We are moving ahead. 𝐷𝐾𝐿 is asking, how similar can our headings be to competitors? We should be unique in our question creations, or it doesn't matter, only intent matters? Both perspectives are important for us. If possible, we will create more clearer and more contextual headings in our content, but some headings may be repetitive, but we will never copy paste from competitors' headings. Then 𝐁𝐚𝐽𝐻 is asking, as we don't look at keyword difficulty for keywords, then how to check that for query there is competition on SERP or not? How to find low competition space for new website to start getting historical data? Actually, Sir Koray has written full article that I said quality threshold. Here the main focus, if you ask me why Sir Koray wrote that full case study, and you can't imagine, that's the most technical case study from Sir Koray that I found difficult in the starting days. If you ask me why Sir Koray wrote that case study, so your question is the reason why Sir Koray wrote that case study, and Sir Koray compared these quality thresholds to outweigh, or you can say to outsmart the keyword difficulty approach. The quality thresholds signal us tough competition or low competition, high competition or low competition. So we don't look at keyword difficulty, we look at the real things, what information the website has provided, and how much query network or how much query cluster our target competitors have covered on their website. So these things define the competition, whether it is higher or it is lower for us to compete. One more signal, where authority sites are ranking, it means we need to be more prepared to beat them. And if low competition, if low authority sites are ranking, authority doesn't mean we only see to the domain authority figure or domain rating figure. No, domain authority means number of backlinks. Domain authority means the traffic. Domain authority means the topical coverage. Domain authority means query network coverage. Domain authority means query cluster coverage. How much of query cluster this particular competitor has covered, it will define their authoritativeness. From how long a website is receiving the traffic and from how long one article is fixed at this position demonstrates their authoritativeness. So these are the multiple signals that help us understand what are the competitiveness on the SERP, how much this topic has competition for me to outrank my competitors. So these are just a glimpse to show you how we measure competitiveness for a topic on the SERP. So forget about keyword difficulty, that's a just fake metric based on the exact match titles and backlinks got by ranking pages. And one thing is very much clear, backlinks are the backbone for a website. You can outrank some low authority competitors for informational content, but after doing all these efforts of content creation, topical map, and all these things, still you need off page authority, you need page rank to outrank your existing competitors. This is very much clear. How Nicola, thank you very much. Thanks George Nicola for your compliments. Thanks D King V King D King. And thanks Safiullah, no, Safiullah Trin, who is this? Sanaullah, no Safiullah. So I am continuing this one, we are highlighting these things. This time I am explaining this whole process in the simplest way, and the next week I will have one question answer session. Start creating content brief from this session. It is not an easy thing. There will be a lot of hurdles, lot of problems to understand these things. Sometimes you will be disappointed what is going there, but don't stop there. Wait for the next question answer session, and then I will try to answer all of your questions with reasonable details. In our WhatsApp group of Semantic SEO, I have some pending questions. For some questions I have recorded 7 shorter videos, and for the remaining 5 to 6 questions I will record videos, and today or hopefully tomorrow I will share those videos with members in the group, so you can watch those videos to get answer of your questions. What is the history and origin of artificial intelligence? Okay, history: artificial intelligence created. Why it was created? IBM introduction to AI. Branded queries, we don't want them in our content. Who create? How does artificial intelligence work? So this is the working attribute, work related attribute. How does it work? How does artificial intelligence work? How artificial intelligence works? How AI works? I am looking for if there is any specific item written here regarding working or only queries. Most probably only queries are here, because we are looking at the audience perspective. Here we have only audience perspective. What our audience is searching for. We will look at answer terms and how to answer while creating the contextual structure. What to put under each heading, this will be the main thing here. So what we have done so far, we have collected raw data, we have done competitor analysis and collected raw data for competitors. Then we are highlighting important context, user intents from raw data that will decide what queries will be converted into questions, what will be the headings in our content, and what will be their hierarchy in our content. And one thing more very conceptual here is why SERP Koray calls headings as context vectors or contextual vectors. There are multiple Google patents, multiple research papers that demonstrate search engines consider the headings of a page as a context signals, as a context vectors. Vector means a hint or a symbol what is going on. So when you publish a new content, after indexing, search engines don't read full content of your content. For initial ranking, there is a concept of predictive ranking. The case study about quality thresholds explain these concepts too, so you can understand all of these things. There are predictive information retrieval and predictive ranking concepts in search engines. They don't read full content in advance in the start of an indexed article or page, because they don't want to expend their resources before trusting a website. So they will read just some chunks of content. They will do tokenization of just initial sentences of each section. First, they will get indication of the context from the context vectors. They fully utilize the power of headings. That's why SERP Koray are very much conscious about the heading vectors, because search engines take indication about the upcoming content from the headings. And this is why in Koray's framework we try to optimize the first sentence of each section according to the heading vectors structure. I will show you these things in few minutes, what we are doing in the contextual structure preparation, so that we define how to write the content under each heading. I am looking here if anything regarding special usage of AI. What are the concepts, fields and topics related to AI? Educational or conceptual perspective is here. Fields, branches, these are the good contextual terms to put in the contextual structure. Types and classifications. Types is always a great attribute or the prominent attribute of a property. We always need to cover this entity in our topical map. How is AI connected to human intelligence and computers? Where can I learn? So here one context is learning aspect. Where can I learn or explore more about artificial intelligence? If you look at this competitor IBM, it offers AI related courses. If I am not wrong, let us see what is their source context, what they are offering. What are their products? Oh my god. AI machine learning, analytics, concert, flash system. So these are the multiple options for AI, from learning to utilizing AI. This is why this article doesn't have any information for AI learning. But due to the overall source context of this website, search engine is giving this page impressions for the learning related keywords, because this source, the website as a whole, is providing knowledge to learn about AI. AI stand for miscellaneous queries. Whenever there are miscellaneous queries, that's important cluster for us, because these are the queries that AI is confused where to put. So they have clubbed it, and these are the syntax related, syntax oriented. There is some mistake or audience has not written the full word sequence for their intent. So we have highlighted. Now we are going to put them separately. Normally we can skip this step of collecting all these things in one column, but collecting these related items in one column helps us to take control what we have done and what is missing. When we will put all these things in one column that are important to cover, then we can say, okay, this thing has been covered, okay, this thing has been covered. So what is left now? If you see Sir Koray's process of content brief creation, it is very shorter. Sir Koray only covers the competitors queries, broad match queries, because he has very strong knowledge domain expertise. He have fullest research regarding the knowledge domain, and then start creating the content brief that helps him to cover topics in more comprehension without going into much detail of raw data. But when we create content, we are not the subject matter expert, and he has more expertise than us. So that's why we don't directly copy him for content brief creation, but whole context, all the methodology is from Sir Koray and his framework. So we are copying these things just for our hint or indication that we need to cover these things in our content. Picking these information doesn't mean that we will copy paste these things as it is in our content brief. No. This is the last step from raw data that we have collected. after this we will start converting them into question format for our headings, and then we will set contextual hierarchy. Okay, so these are the things. Normally we have 3-4 columns in our context content brief. First one is contextual vectors. In the next half an hour I am going to wind up this whole discussion, and then it will be your turn to implement all these things. Contextual vectors, and then we have contextual hierarchy, or just you can shorten it, but why to shorten? Contextual hierarchy. And then contextual structure, or you can say methodology, how to write the content under each section. And then we have contextual connections. Contextual connections are the internal links. I think we need a separate session for contextual connections coverage and contextual structure coverage. These needs longer discussions, so it will be difficult to cover in this session. I will arrange another session tomorrow or day after tomorrow or in the next week for the detailed discussions about these two things. Contextual vectors are the headings. I have already explained why we call headings contextual vectors. It is from Google Patents and Papers. Then contextual hierarchy, the sequence of our sections is very much important, because we want top to bottom straight context vector, everything connected with the previous one and the next one, so that our context is not diluted or broken in the page. Then contextual structure, here we will write the instructions how to start the content and what to write under each heading finalized in this contextual vector column. And then we have contextual connections for internal linking. So we will finalize which things we can cover in which area. So we are making headings. So what do you think? Should we continue to complete this process? It will take many hours, or do you think that's enough for today and tomorrow we again meet for this session and then we complete this again? 2 or 3 hours are required to complete a full discussion about content brief, as we need contextual structure, detailed discussion, what to put in each section and how to decide what style and which format is best for each heading section, and how to decide for contextual connections, how to do internal linking, what are the recommendations of SERP Koray for internal linking and contextual connections. So what is your opinion here? Share your opinion. Share your opinion and we can discuss. Thank you so much, 𝐁𝐞𝐿𝐻, for your thoughtfulness. He is recommending to take a rest. Slow and steady wins the race. Thank you, 𝐷𝐿𝐻𝐿. So we have a straight 2 hours and 7 minutes live discussion about content brief. Thank you so much, guys, for your concerns, and majority recommendations are to complete this in the next session. So tomorrow 3 p.m. again the same time we will meet live and we will cover all these things. We will complete all these things in tomorrow's session. Now you can ask your questions regarding raw data collection in the next 20 minutes. I am going to answer your questions so that it helps you understand what are the issues or what are your questions regarding these AI collection, raw data collection perspective. We have 2 questions here regarding raw data. I am going to answer these questions. Just 1 minute, I want to share my screen and want to show the comments section here. So we are here in the comment section. There is one question from 𝐁𝐿𝐻𝐿. Thanks, Behzad. How can we find perspectives about query from top ranking competitors by heading vectors or by reading their paras? Yes, we have a strong system to make sure we have enough perspectives in our content. In tomorrow's session, I will show you different ways that we adopt to find more perspectives to cover in our content. Even we have a custom GPT to take help from AI. What is the recommendation of artificial intelligence? What we can add more? There was a question that mentions information gain. I liked that question. Yes, it is here and it is from Kamran 566. Hi Kamran, your question is very good. Does our article outline and content need an information gain to rank now? Yes, we need to provide more information than our competitors. If we don't provide more information, then why search engine has to choose us? If we are not bringing new perspective, new information, fresh information, why search engines should rank us? There is a Google patent, contextual estimation of link information gain. This patent explains that whenever there are new documents, candidate documents to get ranking, search engine checks those documents and compare their information with the existing ranking websites and see whether the new websites are bringing new information or not. Is there any information gain or not? So this way we need more information to cover in our content as compared to our competitors. When we provide more information to our competitors, then we are bringing high information gain score that algorithms love, and they promote those results that offer high information gain score. That's all for today, and tomorrow we will discuss the remaining process of content brief preparation. I will share this document in the video description, and from tomorrow we will complete this content brief creation process, and I will show you different methods how we can increase the perspective or responsiveness in our content, how to create contextual structures for our heading sections, and how to give internal links to other documents from our topical map, and how to contextually connect pages according to Koray's framework. Thank you for joining us, and thanks for watching this video. And if you have not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, you need to subscribe to this channel to have notification for new videos, and you can share your opinion. How was this video? Did you learn new things? If you have any questions, you can put your questions in the comment section, and I will try to answer those questions in reasonable detail. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Thank you.